3:47 a.m. My phone lights up. PagerDuty, critical. API prod 3, OOMKilled. Then API prod 1. Then API prod 2. Every pod in the cluster is being restarted every 90 seconds. The graph looks like a heartbeat that's flatlining, and I have 4 hours until the East Coast wakes up. This is the story of a Node.js memory leak that took me 4 hours to find. I'm going to walk you through every wrong turn, every red herring, in the one line of code that fixed it. Because the fix isn't the point. The mental model is. If you debug production for a living, this one will save you a night of sleep. Let's go. First thing I do, kubectl get pods, every pod cycling, crash loop back off, restart count climbing. I pull logs from the last container, nothing useful, just a clean shutdown message, then the OOMKilled signal from the kernel. That's the first clue most people miss. OOMKilled doesn't mean your app crashed. It means the kernel murdered it because it asked for more memory than the container was allowed to use. Your app didn't fail. The operating system executed it. Wrong turn number 1. I assume it's a traffic spike. Someone at 3 a.m. is hammering an endpoint. Memory balloons. Pod dies. Classic. I open Grafana, pull the request rate. Flat. 200 requests per second. Same as every other night. No spike, no burst, no bot. Traffic is not the problem. 20 minutes wasted. Wrong turn number 2, bad deploy. I check the Git log. Last deploy was 6 days ago. This started tonight. Nothing shipped, nothing changed. Except, something did change. The world always changes. I just haven't found what yet. Another 15 minutes gone. Here's where I stop guessing and start measuring. I exec into a pod that hasn't been killed yet. Node-inspect. Then Chrome DevTools, memory tab, take a heap snapshot, wait 60 seconds. Take another one, compare. And there it is, a Sawtooth. Memory climbs steadily, 1 megabyte per second. Then the pod dies, restarts, and starts climbing again. That's not a spike. That's a leak. Something is holding onto memory and never letting go. The heap snapshot shows one object growing without bound, an array, inside a map, inside a module called cache.js. I open the file, 50 lines. Someone, probably me, 6 months ago, wrote an in-memory cache for user sessions. Set a key, get a key. No expiration, no size limit, no eviction. Every user who logs in adds an entry. Nothing ever removes them. 6 days of traffic, 2 million users, all sitting in memory forever. But here's the question that saved me. Why now? This code has been running for 6 months. Why did it start crashing tonight? I checked the deploy history again, then I checked the infrastructure changes. And there it is. 2 nights ago, DevOps lowered the pod memory limit from 2 gigabytes to 1 gigabyte. Cost optimization. Perfectly reasonable. The leak had always been there. Slow, patient, invisible. The lower memory ceiling just exposed it. The bug wasn't new. The bug was old. The environment finally caught up to it. The fix is 4 lines. I rip out the homemade map. I import LRUCache from LRUCache. New LRUCache, max:10,000, TTL:1 hour. Same API, set, get, has. But now it evicts old entries automatically. Memory stops climbing. I ship it at 4:50 a.m. I watch the pods for 20 minutes. Flat memory graph. Straight line. No restarts. I go back to bed. Here's the lesson. Every production bug is really 2 bugs. There's the technical bug, the leaked memory, the unclosed connection, the missing index, and there's the environmental bug. The thing that changed which made the old bug finally matter. If you only fix the technical bug, you'll fix it again in 6 months when something else changes. If you understand the environmental change, you learn how your system actually behaves under pressure. The mental model I use now, every single time. 1. Believe the signal, not the story. OOMKilled means memory. Don't invent narratives about traffic. 2. Measure before you guess. Heap snapshots take 60 seconds and end most debugging sessions before they start. 3. Ask why now. Every bug that appears has been waiting for permission. Find what gave it permission. 4. Fix the class, not the instance. In-memory caches without eviction aren't a mistake. They're a category. Grep your code base. There are more. One more thing. If I could go back and talk to the version of me that wrote that cache 6 months ago, I'd say 2 words. Bounded everything. Every cache, every queue, every retry loop, every buffer, give it a limit. Because unbounded things in production don't stay small, they grow until they meet a wall, and you'll meet the wall at 3 a.m. 4 hours of debugging, 4 lines of fix, and one mental model that's saved me every on-call since. The gap between engineers who thrive on call and engineers who dread it isn't smarter people. It's better patterns. Believe the signal. Measure before you guess. Ask why now. Fix the class. That's it. If this changed how you think about production bugs, follow for more debugging stories from the trenches. Drop the word leak in the comments if you want me to break down the next one. A database query that took the whole company down for 11 minutes. See you in the next one.